Okay, well, I want to give my thoughts on the takedown of the Tennessee school shooter by the Metro Nashville police. First off, my unqualified compliments to the guys who went in there and took care of that. Triple G, because I'm going to put this on both YouTube and, of course, on Patreon. Everything like this goes on Patreon. But I noticed in the comments, Triple G, one of our highly esteemed patrons on the channel over there, I put up the video, the body cam video from Nashville Metro PD, and I watched it, and then I put that up for everybody to watch on Patreon. Not going to put it on YouTube. You can find it on YouTube if you'd like. So I just got done watching it, and I just want to give my thoughts on this. There will be, after they're, good job. After they get done with this, and people who haven't been involved in these things don't have any idea. They just don't have any idea. If you haven't been there, done that, you don't know. And so I know that most people have not been there, done that, and I know that most people are very appreciative. And if you can watch it, I have posted it over on Patreon. You can find it elsewhere on YouTube, but this is what we do on Patreon. It's very illustrative of the situation. They have 2 body-worn camera excerpts from it that show you exactly what happened. After they get done, they'll go back and they will go through interview after interview after interview. They'll have after-action reports. They will have after-action sit-downs. They will review all the body-worn camera footage. And they will take a look at what they could have done better. It is not for anyone who wasn't there to talk about what they could have done better, including me. That is not the issue. They will see many things that they could have done better, and they will improve. First off, these guys went in. First, let me back up one time. If you watch the footage, it will not look as smooth as a team who is dedicated to do these things. Okay, you're not going to see a Tier 1 team going in to take down Saddam, okay, or whoever it was, or Osama. Okay, you're not going to see that smoothness. What you are going to see is a collection of dedicated law enforcement officers brought together, because this did not look like a tactical team, although I believe there's obviously some people there, some officers who were from a tactical team. But this was district officers, tactical units coming together. They did not wait for a tactical team. They did exactly what they should have done, unlike those morons down in Uvalde. They went in as soon as they got there. This is the training that the police get now. And you might have heard several times one of the tactical guys say, push, 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 let's keep going. You need to find the shooter and take the shooter out. Every minute until you take the shooter out is a minute that people could be dying. 6 died in this situation. So you saw a number of people coming together, district officers, tactical team people. It seemed like there may just been 1 or 2 there from a tactical team. People dressed differently in different uniforms. One guy wearing blue jeans. You don't know what he might have been on. He was in the area. He might have been a plainclothes unit. He might have been a narcotics unit. He might have been a tactical unit person. I don't think so, just from looking at it. Okay, I wouldn't think so. He was obviously from a different unit. There's something that people who are not in the business need to realize, and I know we have a number of people here on the channel with law enforcement experience, some retired, some former, and some still active. I welcome your comments, okay? And I welcome comments from everyone, unless it's from somebody who hasn't been there and wants to criticize these guys. And then, no, I'm going to take you off because you don't know. Realize the difference between, there is a difference, first off, between military and law enforcement, okay? There are law enforcement agencies that are large enough to have dedicated tactical units that are there and do this. I'm not going to say they do it all the time. You just don't do it all the time. It's not like a military unit that is doing this on a daily basis. These are guys who go home to their families every night. These are guys that after they have done this, or before they did this, might have come from a meeting at their own kids' school with the teachers or whatever. These are kids these are people who tonight on their schedule they have their daughter's soccer game or their son's football game or whatever. They have things going. They have a life. This is what they do for 8 hours a day. And for another 8 hours a day, or probably more because they don't sleep 8 hours a day, they have life going on. They go home for dinner. They have concerns. They have concerns about their family, about paying their bills, all those things that go into a normal modern life. And then they have to handle this. This is all of a sudden comes out of the blue. It's not I mean, yes, they train for this. They train for this, and they know that there is a possibility that it could happen. But just like we talk about always being ready for anything to happen, it's not necessarily in the front of their minds. When they get that call, now everything kicks in. And depending on what kind of a person someone is, it can kick in differently. You might have noticed that the first guy that got out of the car, when the woman was, the teacher apparently was telling him where the kids were, what was going on. I don't remember exactly what she said. There was, he was very calm, and he said, "Yes, ma'am," or something like that. Some people get real calm and slow down and see everything very clearly. That tended to be my way. When the more things got crazy, the calmer I got, because you're centered. Now you're focused. All that extraneous stuff that's going on in the world, that disappears. Other people come at it a little bit differently. They get excited. They don't know quite, their thought processes are different. Now, why he started going towards another door and came back, I'm not sure. Probably got called back on something or saw some different information. Now, when they went in there, you notice that the people were going to go at it. There was a couple of times, and this is important, that obviously people who were tuned in more than others had to encourage others. Let's go, let's go, let's go. But then those guys did go. Okay, so you're going to have a lot of different, you're not necessarily on something like this going to have a team psyche, if that makes sense, right? You're going to have people going in there from different duties. Some might have come from an office. Some might have been coming from their captain, explaining why they did something else, that they had a complaint on them, by some citizen. All different kinds of scenarios coming together, mental scenarios is what I mean, coming together into this one emergency situation. So keep that in mind. Guys, my compliments to you who did this. Everybody should see this as exactly what law enforcement is supposed to do, wants to do, should do, all of these things. There's a lot more that I could say, but it's not my job to go through a minute critique. They're going to do that themselves, don't worry. And the guys who maybe could have done better on something, they're going to be kicking themselves, and they are going to be carrying that in their heads. Believe me. But from me to them, you did great. You did a good job. You'll do even better if you ever have to do this again, and we all hope that you don't. Okay, but That's my views on this takedown from that school down in Nashville. For you Metro Police, good job. And as always, all of our thoughts and prayers with those families who have lost their loved ones. This is craziness in our society, and it's not stopping. It's not stopping. Everyone, I would suggest that you spread, not necessarily my video here, but find the video of the Metro, spread that around to your friends, everybody, so they can have some kind of understanding of what goes into these situations, and realize yourself, as I think most of you do, and try to make your friends understand this is going to get worse. This is going to happen more. And it has nothing to do with the guns. It has everything to do with the collapse of our society. So, good job to you guys. Prayers for all the people involved. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.